All right, welcome back to another video in the Complete Web Dev series. In this video, what we're going to do is we are going to start on our admin portal. Just to make it easier, we could start on the exposed front-end site with the articles and everything else, but we'd have to enter everything manually into the database to just test that. So I figured let's just go ahead and build the admin side out, so the content management side of it. And in the content management, we're going to create a area for us to add users, see the users, edit the users. We're also going to add a place to add categories and edit those categories and delete them. And we're also going to add a place for us to view, edit, and delete the articles themselves. And we're going to restrict some of these things to where, you know, if you're an author, you pretty much are just going to be able to add articles. If you're an admin, you can add categories and you can add users. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and switch over to the screen. Make sure you have XAMPP up and running, which I do. And then I'm going to just do a git branch here to see my most recent branch, which was v27. So we are on the 28th video. So I'm just going to do a git checkout -b v28. And we'll do a git push --set upstream. And then I'll set the origin to v28 as well. Once I've done that, we're good to go. So I'm going to switch over here to the code editor. And let's just first actually take a look here in the site. We have, let's go ahead and log in, and make sure you're logging in with a user that has, if you go to your users table, make sure you have one that has admin ACL here. If you don't have the admin ACL, you can go ahead and just change it in phpMyAdmin. Just make sure you spell it lowercase admin just like that. Okay, once you have that, let's go ahead and log in as that user. I'll click remember me, log in. Now it says hello Curtis. Now right here we have this author portal, and this is going to by default head over to admin articles. And so if I click that, we're going to get an exception that there's no controller called admin controller. So we're going to take care of that, and we're also going to build a different layout so that we can have a side menu over here as well as our main menu. So let's get going on some of that. The first thing that we'll do, I guess, is create our admin controller. So over here in the controllers, go ahead and right click and create a new file. And let's just call it admin controller.php. And in here we just need to open PHP tags, and then we're going to set the namespace of this. And it, of course, is just going to be app controllers, and then we're going to go ahead and use the core controller class, because this is going to extend a controller. And then we just need to say class admin controller, and then we will extend, so extends controller. Okay, and in here we need to create our articles action. So let's go ahead and do that. By default it's not going to do much, but, or actually, you know, one thing we'll start with, and we haven't seen this yet, but we created a way for us to hook into the constructor, and that's called onConstruct. So what we're going to do here is in this onConstruct, which is a method that we run. Now this method is just stubbed out. It's a blank method in the controller. So I can use it here and override it because this is a child class, and whatever we put in here will happen once this is constructed. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to say this view set layout, because we're not going to use the default layout, we're going to use our admin layout. Now we haven't created the admin layout, so that'll be a problem as well, but we will do that. The next thing we're going to do is we want to make our current logged in user available everywhere in this. So what we could do something like this, where we say global current user. So we could do global current user, or we could get our users and then use our get current user there. Okay, so there's two ways we could do that. Let's I guess in this case, let's go ahead and add in some models here. So we're going to use our app models, and I'm going to go ahead and open up a group here because we're going to need multiple models in this controller. But the first one we're going to need is the users. So let's go ahead and do that now. And let's just set this current user equal to users get current user. Let me double check that real quick. So what we're actually doing is using this get current user here, and because the current user is already set, it'll just return it right here. Just making sure everything's working here. Okay, so once we have that, now for all of this on construct will run every single time any of our admin controller actions run. And so we'll have this current user set up, and we'll also have the layout set to admin. But in order to solve our problem here, let's go ahead and create our public function articles action. And the articles action is going to get a list of our articles. And so for here, let's just go ahead and for now just do this view render. Okay, we're not going to do too much here for now. So we have this. So now if we go back and refresh here, we're on admin articles. Now it's just complaining that the view doesn't exist. So we need to create that view. So let's go now to the views and let's create a new folder in our app views thing. We're going to call this admin, and all of our admin views are going to go inside of here. So of course we need a file called articles, and we need to spell that right. So it's articles.php. And what we're going to put in here for now, I think, let's just for now do a this start, and we're going to start a content. Skip down a few lines and we'll do this end, so it'll actually display our output buffer there. And then in here for now, let's just do an h2 with the word your articles, like that. So now let's go back and refresh, and now it's telling us that the admin layout does not exist. Okay, so one thing to test that is we could go to the admin controller real quick. You could actually comment out this line right here, this view set layout. So let's do that and refresh and just make sure we're on the right path. Okay, we are. So now we have our layout, but this is loading the default layout, and we want our admin layout to be slightly different. But we know that our controller and our view is working if you can get it to load right now by commenting out that line. So let's go now quickly and fix this issue. And I'm going to uncomment this line, so that'll break it again. But let's scroll down, and we're in our app. And let me just show you where we're at. We're in app, views, and then we're going to go down to layouts here. And we have a default layout. Let's right click there and create a new file. And we're going to call this admin.php. And go ahead and open up the default.php, and we're just going to copy everything in here. So I'm going to hit Control A and then Control C, and then go to admin and do Control V and just copy this as a starting point. That way we don't have to go back to Bootstrap and get the rest of this, because most of this is going to be the exact same thing here. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do though, just to update this, excuse me, is we want to we're going to want to have a side menu, and in order to do that we need to have the whole thing in kind of a flex. So underneath our main menu here, let's go ahead and set up a class with a div of dFlex. Now that's a Bootstrap class right there that will give us a flex box, and then what we can do is we're going to actually cut this div out here, and that's going to go right inside of that flex div. And then also, but first in that flex div, we're going to do open up our PHP tags, and we're going to do this partial, and we're going to load a partial called partials / portal, well, we'll call it admin menu, like this. And I think that's it for this layout. Now, of course, this layout's going to break. Well, it doesn't actually break. Let me see. Okay, we do have the deflex. Okay, so that's cool. So that's working. But now we need to add that side nav menu. In order to do that, we're loading a partial right here. So we need to add, if we close our layouts, we have this partials here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create a new file in the partials, and we're going to call that, let's just call it admin menu.php. And let's see here. What we're going to do is open up some PHP tags, and let's just use our core \h class like that. And then we're going to create a UL with a class of side nav. Okay, and then we're going to have an LI with a class of nav-title. And let's just call this author portal. So let's save this now and see what we got here. Okay. Did we not do the CSS for this yet? Side nav. Let's check our CSS. So go to CSS and styles.css, and we did not. So we're going to need to do that real quick, I guess, to make this nav look right. So I guess underneath this poster, let's go ahead and add a class for our side nav. And what we're going to do here is we're going to make the width of this 300 pixels. Alright, and then the height, we're going to make this a calc. We want to calculate, oops, and I got to spell height right. So we're going to use the CSS calc function, and all we're going to do here is we're going to say, hey, I want this to be 100 view heights, and we're going to subtract the height of our main menu. So let's try to figure out what that is. So if I inspect our main menu here, let's see, the height of that, where are you at here? Oops, that's not the right spot. We need to check our whole nav bar. And so we have 40 plus 8, and 8 is 56. So yeah, let's look at that real quick. Nav bar. Let's just set ours hard-coded to 56 for now. So we're going to say 100 view heights, and let's just try minus 56 pixels. The next thing that we want to do here is let's give this a background color of white. And then let's do overflow Y, and let's set that to auto. And I doing a horrible job spelling tonight. Sorry that my AC kicked on. Let me see if I can turn that off. If it gets too hot, I might have to kick it back on. Sorry about that. And then we're going to do a border right on this thing. And let's do a 1 pixel solid CCC. So it'll be like a light gray color, medium gray or something. And we're going to do padding of 0 pixels. Okay, so let's see. We're going to need to do quite a bit more here for the side nav to look correct for our menu items. So one thing, we just added our nav title. So let's do our side nav. And we're going to inside of that target the nav title. And this is going to be, let's set that text align to center, and then we'll do a margin bottom to give it some breathing room there of 24 pixels. And then let's do a font size of 18 pixels. And we'll also do a font weight, bold. And then let's give it some padding of 18 pixels as well. So let's see what that looks like now. If I go back here and refresh, of course, I'm going to right click and do empty cache and hard reload. Now you're not going to have that by default if you don't have the inspector open. So right click and click inspect. And then if you right click on this, you can go to empty cache and hard reload, which reloads, it empties your cache of your CSS file and will reload that. So now you see we have this white background. It's got this border right here, and we have our author portal title here. We got that all styled up. One thing, let's see if we can get this scroll bar over here to go away. I think this is wrong a little bit. So what we could do is, let me right click on that and inspect it. And the height here, let's just adjust this -56 up until we get this to go away. So we need to go to 72 pixels, okay? So let's go ahead and change that while we're thinking about it. So here, height -72. There we go. And then if I refresh, there should be no scroll bars. Okay, so we're good to go there. And we're going to add some menu items over here. So let's go ahead and style those so that when we do add them, they look better. So we're going to do our side nav. And inside our side nav, we're going to look at the, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do one more thing. Let's do nav title. And then we're going to use the after pseudo class here. And what we're going to do here is we'll say content empty string, and we're going to do width 50%, margin, let's do 12 pixels auto to center it and give it 12 on the top and bottom. And then we're going to do a border bottom here of 2 pixels solid, and then we'll use DDD. So we'll save that, and let's go and right click and empty cache and reload. And what happened there? Content 50%. Just try something really quick. Side nav item. Nav title. There we go. Need to give that a display block. I don't think I need this padding, but we can right click on this and check that by unchecking padding here. Oh, not that padding. What is going on here? Oh, right here. Padding 1 pixel. Yeah, we don't need that padding. So let's get rid of the padding. Sorry about that. So that was a problem. The content display needs to be blocked. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is let's style up the side nav LIs. And all we're going to do here is we're going to tell it, look, the list style, I don't want the little dots for the list style, so we're just going to say list style none. The next thing that we're going to style up is the side nav LIA, so the links inside of those. We're going to say the width is going to be 100%. The height is also going to be 100%. The padding, let's go ahead and do 9 pixels on the top and bottom and 18 pixels on the left and right. We're going to do display block, and then we're going to do color, and let's do the 3A40. Okay, so a real dark gray there. All right. Once we have that, we just want to go ahead and give it some hover effect. So let's go below that. We'll do side nav LIA hover, comma, dot side nav LIA active, or I'm sorry, LI dot active A. And here what we're going to do is give it a color of 111, which is very dark. And what did I do wrong there? Oh, I needed the colon. And then let's give it a background color of F1, F1, F1. And then we'll do text decoration none. Save that. Go back and we will right click and empty cache and reload. But we don't have any list items here yet, so let's go ahead and add those. This will be pretty easy. If we go to our admin menu here, underneath this LI nav title, we're just going to use our H nav item function that we created. And let's start doing this. We're going to need admin, and then we're going to do articles. Okay, and then we're going to give that a label of articles. And then we'll do the same thing with admin categories. And we'll do admin users, like that. Let's see what that looks like if I go back here. And looks like I got a problem. There we go. So now we have articles, which this is highlighted now because it's the correct page. We have categories, which of course that doesn't exist yet, but we have articles, categories, and users. So now we have this main menu over here that we can follow. And it's got this hover effect, and we can click anywhere in here to navigate to the next page. So we got kind of our layout and our menu done. Let's go ahead now, and I think it would probably be wise. You know what we should do first? Let's go ahead and add our users table. So how much time are we at now? We're only at 24 minutes. Let's see if we can knock out our users table. That'd be cool. So what we're gonna do here for now is let's go close down a few things. We don't need the admin menu open anymore or the styles for now. We're going to come back later and finish some more styling up. We don't need this admin.php or the articles for now. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's go to let me just check my reference, make sure I'm not misleading you guys. But I think we can do this fairly quick. Yes, this won't be that bad. So in our admin controller here, what we want to do is add a new action. So let's do our public function users action. And the users action is going to, we only want the users to go here that are admin. So let's just do allowed is equal to this current user, which is the current logged in user. And then we're going to do has permission admin. Now, I don't think we've added that has permission yet either, so that sucks. We'll have to do that, but that's not bad. And then we're going to say, hey, if not allowed, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a session message and say you do not have access to this page. And then we'll do our router redirect, and we'll redirect them to the admin articles like that. All right, so that will check permissions. Let's double check that we have that has permission function. So if we go to users, let's look for that has permission, and we don't have it. So it's actually not going to be difficult though. So let's go ahead and just quickly hammer that out while we're here. Oh yeah, has permission is super quick. So has permission is just going to be a public function that we're adding here in the users model. So public function has permission, and it's going to accept an ACL. And all we're going to do is just return if this ACL is equal to the ACL that we're passing in. That's it. That's the function. But that will tell us if this will be true or false. Now, we haven't imported our session or router, so it doesn't know what the namespace is on those. So let's go ahead and add those. Of course, those exist in the core, so we can add a group here up at the top. And we will just do session and router, and that should take care of our little squigglies there. All right, so once we've checked the permission, you know, I almost feel like, I almost feel like we should create a function, because it seems like we might want to do this type of thing a lot. You know what, if we do it again, if we do this syntax again, we'll create a function to use that will simplify that. But for now, let's not over engineer. So this user's action right here, what we're going to want to do is get all the users. So let's just for now set some params here. And the params are just going to be an array of order. And the order we're going to do is lname, comma, space, fname. Okay, and then what we're going to do is say this view users is equal to users find, and then we're going to pass in our params. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is do this view total, and we're going to pass in the users find total, and we're also going to pass those same params down into that. And then let's we just, I guess then the only thing we need to do is render our view. So we'll do this view render. All right, so this is mostly what we need. Now we're going to do a little bit more for pagination, but for this example, we can go ahead and grab these. So let's go ahead and now add a new view. So go to App Views, and then inside of admin, let's create a new file here, and let's call this users.php. And at the top of this, we're just going to start our content. So we'll say this start. So this actually starts our output buffer. Skip down a few lines and let's just do this end. And then any content that we have is going to be inside of here. So the first thing we want to do is do our header. So we'll just do an h2 and we'll just say users. The next thing that we want to do is let's give it a div with a class of poster, which we've already created that class. And then let's create a table and let's give it a class of table and another class of table hover. I'm considering doing striped as well, but let's just do this. That's bootstrap. And then we can do a t head, and then let's do a tr. And inside that TR, we're going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 THs. So we'll do TH times 5. The first one, what we're going to do here is type in name and then email. And then we'll do access level. And then status, because we're going to have blocked or enabled. And then actions. And on this actions one, let's add an additional class here. And we're going to say text right. Okay. After our t head, let's go ahead and add our t body right there. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to do a PHP for each loop. So we'll say for each this users as user, and then we can do a colon, close that, and then we can do our skip down a few lines, and then what we're going to do here is do our end for each, just like that. And we're going to do our row in here, so we'll do a tr. And then this is going to get TD times 5 because we want the same amount as we had in the header. And here we're going to start putting in our user information. So for the moment, just go to the second one and we can easily do this one. So we'll just use our echo statement and we're going to say user email. And we can close that off. Okay, so let's save that now and let's just go to our users page. And we got a problem. Undefined method get row count on our model. So we actually got a problem on our model. So let's figure that out real quick. It's always fun to find these errors. So go to core model. I'll just double click that and open it, and it was complaining about line 71, I believe. Get row count. Let me double check my reference here and see if I've made an obvious mistake there that might be quick to let's see. Excuse me here. Get row count. Not sure why this is broken. Results. We're gonna have to just start debugging it if I don't see anything in my. You know what we could do? We could say, instead of this get row count, I don't know why this is broken, but let's try this. Let's say if size of results is greater than 0. Let's see if that works real quick. And it does. Okay, so the fix there was to replace the total in this find total thing as size of results is greater than 0. And then we're going to use that total, else we're going to return a 0 there. All right, so we can close model down. But now you can see I have these email addresses printed out here in my table. And if we look in the database, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 users. And we're just printing out the email. Let me show you something really fast and really cool with object-oriented programming though. And this is actually returning, these are returning instantiated objects of our user model for each row. So what we can do is we can go to our models users.php file. Don't confuse that with this view that we're working on. And we can actually create a new method here that's pretty sweet. Let me show you that. We can do a public function. We can call this display name. And what we can do here is return trim this f name, and I'm going to concatenate on in a space, and then do this L name, and this will give us our first and last name together with a space in the middle. Now if they don't have a first or a last name, this trim will take care of the extra spaces. But now if I have this function here, what I can do is back in our model, in this first thing up here, what I can do is do an echo, and we can actually echo our user display name function like this, and save that. And now for our name, it'll get our first and last name printed out there like that for each row. So that's one thing that's super cool that we can do with these objects, is we can do that, and then we could call that function on each iteration on that user, because in this here, this users is going to be an array of user objects that were created from this users class. Okay, so any function that's available in this class is also available to us here. Okay, so that's pretty sweet. But you will want to do some pagination, because if that list grows too large, you know, instantiating all those objects could run out of memory or other issues. It could slow it down quite a bit. So that's why we want to do pagination with this. Okay, let me go back to my reference here. Let's go ahead and do our ACL, so our access level. That's really simple as well. But I'm going to use a PHP function called UCWords, which will uppercase each word. And then inside of here, we're going to pass in the user ACL. Okay, and then what we're going to do is, I guess the only other thing, we have status. Let's see, did we add the blocked thing yet? We do have this. Let's leave status blank for now until we get to the blocked stuff. And we're also going to leave the actions blank for now because we'll do the actions as we go. So now you can see the different access level that each one of my users has. We have author, admin, admin, author. Okay. So I think we're making really good progress here. I think what we're going to do is leave it there for now. Although we could do one of the actions very quickly. Let's go ahead and do the edit action. So in the actions right here, I'm going to break this down to a new line. And let's add an A tag with a class of button small, button info. The href here is going to be root. Okay, it's going to be root, and then we're going to do the auth register, which I don't really like that path. But anyways, we'll do /, and then what we can do here is echo out our user ID like that. And then over here, we'll just type in the word edit. Let's save that and let's refresh here. Yeah, now we have these edit buttons, and if I click edit, it takes us here. We just need to fix this cancel button though. So let's go fix that cancel button. So if we go to the views, go to auth, and this register view here. Probably should have called this something else besides register in this case, but whatever. This cancel button, we don't have an href set here. So for the href, what we're going to do is we're going to set this equal to root, and then we're going to send them to admin / users. So we'll save that, refresh, hit cancel, and now I can go, let's edit Tony, can edit, cancel, edit Jules, cancel, and then let's check the save function. So let's go to the auth controller and let's find the register action here, and we're sending them to the blog index after they register, but let's not do that anymore. Let's go ahead and send them to the admin users after they register. So now if I go to Tony and I hit save, it says user updated and it takes me back to this users list. So I like that a lot. I guess the one other thing, let me see how we're doing on time. We could do one more thing with our time here, and that's add a button to create a new user. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go back to our users.php view. And what I'd like to do here actually is create a div up here, and we're going to do a dflex class. We'll do align items center, and we'll do a justify content between class. Okay, and then we're going to move our h2 up into there like that, and then underneath there let's do an A tag with a class of button small, button, let's do primary like this. The href, let's send them to the root, and then we'll do auth register. Okay, and then here let's just say new user. Save that, refresh it. All right, now we have a button that's over here to the right, and it's in line with our thing here. The only other thing I guess now would be wise is in this wrapper div, let's go ahead and add some margin bottom. So I think in Bootstrap we can do MB5 let's do 3. Margin bottom 3. So I think they do theirs like 3 to 5. Okay, that gives it a little breathing room. So I have users, and if we click new user, it takes us to this add user thing, which is pretty sweet. So now I can cancel, and we're back here. New user, sweet. The other thing is we need in this users thing, I don't like when we click here and it takes us to the other layout. So let's keep it in the same layout. So let's go, that would be pretty easy. Go to the auth controller, and in the auth controller, go to the register action, and inside here, let's do this view set layout, and we're going to set that to admin. Now that we have that admin one built, let's save it. And now I think if we go to new user, oops, what did I do there? Oops, I closed my PHP tag for some reason there. Yeah, so now we have this add user. If we hit cancel or edit, now it looks like we're in this, at least in the same admin area, because we're not going to have front-end users just, you know, registering like a normal registration process. We're going to have the back-end users register the users, and only the admins can do that. So let's just check that and see what happens. If we go to log out, and we're going to log in as Tony, who is just an author. Remember me, log in. We'll go to author portal. So it says articles, and if we click on users, it takes us back to articles. It says you do not have access to this page. Now it's bad UI to have these articles and categories show up. So let's just do one last thing while we're here, and let's fix that issue. So let's go to our partials admin menu. And what we want to do is we want to wrap these bottom two. So we're going to do PHP tag, and let's just say, let's do, you know what, we can just do like this, and in here we can just do an if statement, and we're going to say if users get current user has permission admin, then we're going to put this in the if statement here, and then we'll also put this one in this if statement. So let's close, get rid of those, hit save. So up here at the top now, we need to add that in, which is probably why it's not a good idea to do those inline PHP tags like that. But we're going to say use app models users, just like that. We'll refresh, and now those don't show up. So now if we click on, we're not going to be able to click on those, but if we manually try to get there, it's going to kick us out. So let's log out and just double check we didn't break it for our admin users one more time. And if we go to the author portal, okay, has permission admin. Let's see. It is admin. You know what? Let's try it this way. Up here at the top, let's do global current user, since we already have that. And let's just try that and see if that works. Current user. And what the heck? I thought this would be a super quick thing. I'm missing something really stupid here. What am I doing wrong? You guys get to see all my stupid mistakes. Current user has permission, admin. So I guess let's do this. Let's h dump and die our current user. Just make sure that that is correct. We have Curtis Parham with the ACL of admin. So then let's dump and die has permission, admin. True. What the heck? So that is showing up true. Oh, I'm so stupid. We'll get rid of this. I am really dumb. We need to echo these. Save that, refresh, and there they are. So let's just double check one more time here. Let's log in as Tony, who's just an author. Go to the author portal, and now it just shows articles. Okay, now we were cooking with fire. All right, guys, so I think we got a lot done for this video. If you have enjoyed this, please comment, like, subscribe, and in the next video, I think what we're gonna do is, while we're here, let's go ahead and finish up some of this user stuff. Like, let's finish up pagination, because we're gonna use that on pretty much every table. Let's do our delete. So we're gonna have edit and delete, and we're also gonna have block, so we can block users. And then our status will be whether or not they are blocked. All right, so if you please comment, like, subscribe. A lot of you guys still aren't subscribed. I appreciate those of you who have. Just go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite part of this series is so far. And let me know what you're most excited about, guys. I need some interaction with you guys, or I'm just going to get bored, because I feel like I'm just staring at this little camera on my monitor, and I don't really get to talk to you guys. So when you guys comment, that actually helps me out, because it makes me feel like I am alive and I'm actually talking to another human being. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.